Welcome back to the Intuitive Empire podcast. Today is a very special episode because it is actually a prompt for the magnetic embodiment experience. And if you are not a part of the experience, well, yeah, you are, babe. Welcome. And if you are signed up and you're here because this is your prompt number 2, well, holla, this is going to be so freaking good. I'm going to break down for you in this episode some really beautiful lessons and wisdom around really creating the world we want to live in. And also, I'm going to share with you your prompt, okay? And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you're welcome to head to the link in the show notes and you can sign up for this experience. You can also follow along with what I'm saying here. We do have 3 more days left. I want you guys to mark your calendars because on Friday, this Friday, which is, come on brain, it is April 12th, this Friday. I think. Whatever the Friday is, okay? At 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a live training in my Facebook group, the Intuitive Empire Collective, and it's going to tie together this entire experience. I'm going to be talking about my 7-phase magnetic embodiment method. I'm going to walk you through the method and exactly how to elevate your life in a soul-aligned way without compromising your body, without all of the overwhelm and questioning, is it right or what is happening? Because it's about you and your intuition and all of that juicy power that goes along with truly living your soul's calling in your intuitive power. Okay, so good. So make sure to get signed up for that and to mark your calendar to show up live. It's going to be really good. I'm also going to be announcing the winner of the one-on-one soul freedom session with me. The way you get to be in that raffle is all you need to do is sign up for this experience and then invite a friend and you tag your friend's name under a post in the group that's in the announcements. Super easy. I think there's only about 10 entries at this point. And there's hundreds of people in this. So y'all better get on that. It's going to be a really amazing experience. If you've never worked one-on-one with me, what are you waiting for? It's going to be really good. All right. So let's dive in to today. This is what we're talking about today. To shift your current reality, you need a stronger relationship with your imagination than you do with your memory. It is your imagination that creates your vision, your dream, your mission. Everything about anything that hasn't happened yet is your imagination. You get to decide what you want it to look like. You get to decide what you want it to feel like. And your memory, what you thought was possible, what has happened in your life so far, the evidence you have collected to say that this or that means X, Y, and Z, no longer gets a driver's seat. It doesn't even get a back seat. Your imagination must become your superpower. And what happens so often is that we allow the memory of the stories that we were told, that you shouldn't be in your imagination, that you're too much of a dreamer, that you need to get grounded, that you need to come back to reality, that you need to be quiet. Who would ever believe what your dream is about, right? All of this crazy nonsense that was taught to us, it really needs to be forgotten, okay? So you need to forget your memory, that's kind of a funny thing, isn't it? And supercharge your imagination, because what you want to do right now is to shift your current reality. Am I right? And that doesn't even mean, better yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. You are amazing. And being in your current reality with gratitude will get you to your next reality. And at the same time, we must admit that we want something new. We want something more, even if it's just to go deeper in ourselves. So recognizing that you are shifting your current reality and you are gearing it towards what? What are you gearing it towards? And in whatever you are thinking most often, whatever you are feeling most often is what you are shifting towards. And that might not be a shift because those might be repetitive loops. And those repetitive loops are based on your memory, how you thought it would be, how you thought it could be, what you thought was possible. And so right here and now, I want you to allow yourself to let go of all of what you were told, the stories that you were living in, the realities that you've had, all of it. It doesn't matter. None of it actually matters. Let's get real. Right now, this moment that you're in right now, listening, maybe you have your earbuds in, maybe you're blasting this across your computer. You are here in this moment and this moment alone every time. And coming into that knowing that you get to create the next moments that are coming into your life, that you get to create whatever is happening next, that's where I want you to be. So right now, let go. Do your best to forget, because the memory is one thing, but it's the focus. It's the focus on the memory. And so when it comes up for you, what your mission is, what your vision is, this is when we need to really have this conversation and say that you need to have a stronger relationship with your imagination, with what that vision will be, with what it will look like, what it will feel like, what it will become, and who you will be inside of that. Imagining that and becoming it in the moment is true embodiment. Embodiment means that you make it real in the physical world. You're embodying it. It's becoming real in the physical world. Your imagination and what you can truly see with your vision is already existing. It's already existing. And to embody it and to make it real simply means that you feel the way you're going to feel when you get there. It is so incredibly simple, but this whole memory thing gets in the way and it tries to remind you, right? It tries to remind you of who you used to be, of what you used to think, of how it's always been. And that is where the shift can happen because it's your shift in focus that takes you from one place or another. You're shifting towards the focus of imagination and feeling into what it can be and how that can be right now, because when you actually feel it, there is absolutely no difference in the universe. The universe doesn't know the difference between you thinking that it happens and it actually coming into the world. There's no difference. It is 100% about how you feel about it. So you're focusing on that. And then these memories creep up and start to try to sabotage you and tell you that it's not right or you aren't worthy and all this bullshit. That's not going to change. And it's right here that you have the biggest choice of your entire life. What are you going to focus on? You're always going to have two options. It's always going to be the soul and the ego. And your soul is speaking the truth about what you desire, about what you see for your life, about what you see for the world. Your soul is the truth speaker. And your ego is the house of the memories and the reminders and all of the limitations. And it doesn't change. The goal is not to ascend our ego and become only soul. Because guess what that is? Death. What? That's death. That is not the goal here. The goal is to focus and decide and make a decision as to what we are available for. Are you available for the memories, the stories, and the limiting possibilities? Are you available for that? Because what makes you choose it, or what shows your choice, is your focus. You are available for that when you focus on it. You are available for that when you talk about it. You are available for that when you make choices based on those things. You are. So get real about it. And when you decide I am not available for that, then those choices change. Then the way you look at it changes. Then the focus shifts, and it shifts to the imagination. And it says, I am available for this vision. I am available for all of the abundance and the beautiful reality that is coming in right now. I am available for this new way, for this new paradigm. And all of that is imagined. So recognizing that it's a shift of focus is really your superpower in this, because this is about muscle memory. Your muscle memory will lead you back to whatever is comfortable and normal and regular, right? Like you regularly do it, unless you create awareness around it. So the awareness to what you're focusing on, that's truly your superpower. So what are you focusing on most? Because to shift your current reality, you need a stronger relationship with your imagination than you do with your memory. Stronger relationship. This doesn't say that you can't have a relationship with both. Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. So getting into the flow and the habit and the practice of focusing back to the imagination. And the way that you can do this really easily is to detect how you feel. Because when you're in your memory, AKA the limiting stories and beliefs, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel worried. You're going to feel shame or guilt or any of these lower vibration feelings that are telling you you're in an old story, because nothing about the future has been dictated yet. Am I right? You actually cannot predict the future. And I know you might be psychic, but that's still your feelings. Like you're still putting your energy and your focus into what you think is going to happen. So the reality is, why not create it how you want it to be? If it's unknown in this moment, why not imagine it to be something grander and more fabulous than has ever been before? So it's the feelings that are going to give you the inclination. You can be thinking all day long that you're doing it, like I'm in it, I'm in my vision, I'm here for this. But if you're incessantly thinking downer thoughts, you're going to feel that in your body. Your body isn't going to feel good. And then what are you embodying? What are you making real in the body? Stress and worry and anxiety. And that makes you feel stuck, right? And so it's the awareness around the feelings that gives you the power to shift, because you can't shift your feeling. You're not going to say, well, now I just want to feel good. Boom. And that's a load of shit. Okay. Whoever's saying that, I'm saying to you, stop saying that, because that's not true. You don't shift the feeling because the feeling is coming from the thought. So we must shift the thoughts first, which this is where the healing lives. But so often what happens is we're like, okay, now we feel yucky. I feel anxious. Oh my God, I'm worried. Now I'm pissed at myself for feeling that way. Well, now you're in a whole nother spiral of negative thinking, right? And then the awareness doesn't even get celebrated. And so in my Embody program, we talk a lot about this, celebrating the awareness. The awareness comes when you recognize, I am feeling anxious. I am feeling out of control. I am not feeling good right now. Boom. Okay. Right there is where you have a chance to put this all to bed and say, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking proud of you for being aware of that. That is amazing. Okay. Well, what thoughts are really provoking those feelings? Like, what is really happening right now? And this happened to me earlier today. I was having anxiety because I was taking both my kids out. My kids, one's 22 and one is 5. Okay. And I was taking them out and I knew I was going to record this later today. I also have a client call and a bunch of people to answer back. People are interested in the Embody program and I'm voice messaging with people and I have a lot going on. Okay. And I was like, how am I going to do this without anxiety? I said it out loud because I felt it coming into my body. So I didn't say, hey, shift right now, Jaya. Oh my God, you have anxiety. Oh, you're hopeless. Look at you. You're a leader in this space teaching people how to have better lives. How could you do this? How could you? You're not walking your walk. You know what I mean? All that banter and bullshit chatter that could happen. No, it came right to, okay, I have this. What am I thinking about? And what I was thinking about were the things I needed to do later in the day that I was not going to do right then because it was 11 a.m. and I didn't need to start doing this till the afternoon. Okay. So what I did was I recognized where my focus was going. And my focus was clearly going into a million things that were not happening in that moment, AKA literally the definition of anxiety right there. You're worried about the future. It hasn't happened yet. So that's what I addressed. I addressed that that's what I was doing and that's what I was thinking. And so instead I came back into the moment and I realized my little daughter was with me and she's 5 and she's precious. And I found something to find joy in this moment. And slowly, and probably only 5 minutes, it took a shift of about 5 minutes of just bringing myself back to the moment, getting in the car, loading her up. It's always chaos. Okay, let's be real. She's 5. And it's just like, there's a million things. She has a backpack. She's literally bringing coloring books and stuff. And we're just going out to lunch. And I kept the focus that to not allow myself to worry about what was happening. Okay. Because if I'm worried about that, I'm like, oh, now I need to go around the other side of the car and I had to get gas too. And I was like, let's be in the moment. Let's be in the moment of getting the gas, in the moment of putting her seatbelt on. So I put her seatbelt on and I took a moment to smell her head. You know how sweet they smell, even at 5. So sweet. It's going to make me cry right now. I smelled her head and I just felt love. And love is the portal to the moment. When you can find the hit of love, you are able to access your moment, and your imagination only lives in the moment. And we started driving, and I got into my imaginary place where I was just cultivating my feelings of how I wanted to feel about being a leader in this experience that I'm leading you in right now, how I want to feel for the women who are coming in to my program Embody. Who do I need to be this person? And even though she's in the car and she's talking to me, I'm still kind of in my zone, right? Because you can do that with a 5-year-old. And so I got into that. And so you can see from this little story of how all of these moments in your life where it's possible to choose the anxiety and the stress, AKA the old stories and memory, that there's not enough time, that you're not going to be able to get it done, that you're worried about how it's going to come out, all bullshit stories. And when you bring yourself back into the moment and allow the love to flow, because ultimately when you're in the moment, all there really is love. There's always love for yourself, for your family, for your kids. It's so powerful to be in that love. And then boom, your creativity is like, ooh, fertile ground. Let me drop something in for you. Let me go ahead and cultivate some imagination, some vision, and be in the energy of it. And this is the most powerful thing we possibly can do for our mission and for the embodiment of what we desire. And recognizing that this is so much bigger than just you. It's, I obviously teach manifesting. This has a lot to do with the laws of the universe, but I don't teach manifesting in terms of how to get one thing, how to get rich, how to get more clients. Because to me, and what I imagine for the world is that we do this work because it makes us better people, because we emit better energy into the world and we create a ripple effect of positive change. And yes, you got to have money, and I'm down with that. And I obviously have a business, and I teach people how to have thriving businesses as well in my Momentum Mastermind. But to me, this is the root. It's the inner work that gives you permission to actually fucking love your life, to love yourself, to love the moments that are in between, and to be in the imagination, because there is nothing that supercharges your manifesting more than being in the vibration of what you imagine. It's literally the entire lesson around the law of attraction. So, what I want you to do with this today is to recognize yourself in what I'm saying, to recognize yourself in where your focus is. Is it on your memory or is it on your imagination? And to recognize also that when you really stop and feel into it, isn't your imagination, your vision about something bigger than you? Isn't it about creating something that will last, a legacy, whether it be for your children or your parents or your siblings or everybody, everybody whose life you touch? Isn't that what it's really about? So, your prompt for today, and again, if you have not signed up for the experience, do it below, because then you'll actually be able to get the prompts for the next couple days. But if you're already in, this is serving as your prompt for today. Okay. So here's what it is. You're going to take the feeling that you have of feeling empowered right now and juiced up after you listen to this, and you're going to create a post on Facebook and or Instagram. I suggest doing it on both. Why not? But if you only use one or the other, that's fine. And it's going to start with this sentence. Imagine a world where. And you're going to just riff on this. So I suggest getting out your journal or typing it up if that's what feels good, or getting your phone out and doing it in your notes and just riffing on this. Imagine a world where. And I want you to allow yourself to be in your imagination, to really be in the feelings of what it feels like to imagine a world where everything is happy, where everything, if not happy all the time, it's holistic, and that's where love lives, right? Whatever it is for you that's your core mission. So for example, I might say something like, imagine a world where we all have the tools and skills and desire to come home to ourselves daily through practices that align our energy and create powerful momentum towards our dreams, so that we have no more excuses, so that we don't sit with the brilliance inside of us, not sharing it with the world, so that we can ultimately get out of our own way and show up in a massive way in the brilliance that we are meant to share, and create the ripple effect of positive change that is possible when we all own the gifts we have, and we own that we are here for a greater purpose than to just live and die. That we are here to make an impact, and that we have a lot of power right now to actually create a change, and that it always starts with us, and that how we feel is our roadmap for what we desire to become real. How we feel makes it real. And if we all did the work to really own this, I believe the entire world will change. Okay, that is what I imagine. Can you feel my conviction? Can you feel that I actually live in that? And this is what I want for you. I want you to understand what you imagine, and I want you to live in it. I want you to embody it deeply. And remember that embodying it means that you're feeling it and that it's making it real in the moment. In the moment, there is nothing more real than me and those words impacting every cell in my body and how I'm vibrating, the frequency that I'm vibrating at. And that's what happens for you when you have conviction as well. So imagine a world where you're going to create a post. You're going to tag me. If you're on Instagram, it's the Jaya Rose. And if you're on Facebook, it's Jaya Rose. And then you're going to use the hashtag ME, capital M, capital E, experience. It's the magnetic embodiment experience. And then you're going to screenshot it like we did today. or yesterday, and you're going to put it underneath the day 2 prompt in the Intuitive Empire Collective. Okay. And if you're in the experience, you will get an email with all of these things listed out for you. Do it. Do it. Know that you imagining a world, being in the energy of whatever it is you desire, is such a beautiful gift to everybody. It will change somebody's energy the minute they read it. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't go viral. What if you shifted 10 people's energy just with you showing up in your imagination and not being stronger than your memory? What if? Isn't that amazing? I also created a meme for you that says to shift your current reality, you need a stronger relationship with your imagination than you do with your memory. And I will put that in the Facebook group and also in the email. And if you want it, just message me. If you're not in this and you're like, I want that, I want to share it, let me know. So go out there, share your light, share your imagination, share your good vibrations around it, and open up to what is possible, because you are the way shower for other people who need to be shown what is possible. I am so in this with you. So excited to see what you do. And I will see you next time on the Intuitive Empire podcast. Yay. Thanks so much for listening and being here. And if you loved this episode, please take a moment to rate it on iTunes. I feel so honored when I read your reviews, and I would love to feature you on the podcast as a spotlight review. Also, find me on Instagram at Jaya Rose, and I would be so excited to share your story into my story. I just love seeing the feedback and that you're listening. So share it out on social media, share it with somebody who you think it could benefit, because us showing up for other people is what this is all about. It's a ripple effect of change, and we do that by sharing. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time on Bliss Boss Talks.